Hey everyone, thank you for being here and welcome to my channel. I am the Educated Natural. I am super excited to have you with me today. Listen, I know it has been a while, but your girl has had her head in the books and it was a lot of information I've learned. It has been a lot of information that's been shared with me and entrusted with me. And I felt it to be a disservice to you, my YouTube and social media family, if I came on here prematurely, because I had to make sure I understood what was going on. I had to make sure I understood what was being said and the new rules that are being implemented so that I can come over here and share it with you all. And I just want to thank you all for your patience with me during this process because it's a lot. But I'm not going to cover it all today. I know there are other people live right now. I know there's other things going on throughout your day. You have things to do. So I'm going to give you these nuggets and I'm going to let you go about your way. Because as you know, here on my channel, my vow to you is I will never leave you uneducated. And that stands for every video or anything that I do. That is my vow to you. I will never leave you uneducated. And I'm super excited to have you joining me today. Listen, as many of you are coming in the room, I thank you for being here. If you're new here, welcome. I'm the Educated Natural. I will teach you, and you will learn while you are here. If you are teachable, I am willing to teach you something. I guarantee it. So let's say hello to those of you that are already here. I'm telling you guys must have been the ones that sat at the front of the classroom because y'all came running in here quick, and I am so appreciative of you. So let's go to the very top of the chat. Hi, Urban Garden. Thank you for being here. I'm so glad to see you. Let me spread this out so I can see the full name here. Hi, the everyday life of the OCD chick. Thank you for being here. It's great to see you. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Four Corners Custom Products. Thank you for being here. Sweet Ree, hello. Thank you for being here. Many blessings to you. Wow, Vision Preparedness. Thank you for being here. It's good to see you, sir. Going down the list, everyone. Let's see who else. Did I miss anybody yet? No, I don't think so. Thank you for those that are joining me on Facebook, either on my personal page as well as my business page. I'm honored to have you here. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Vision. Tell them, don't forget to smash that thumbs up button. If you're not already a part of my family here on this channel, you already know what to do. Hit that button so you do not miss any of the great content that I will be sharing with you, my family here on social media. So listen, as many of you know, over the last few years, I've been really deep diving and teaching on intellectual property protections, more specifically, trademarks. And if you are a business owner, if you know a business owner, you need to share this out with them immediately because many of you have shared with me either through in the chats here on my videos, in the comments under the replays, you've inboxed me on IG, you've contacted me through my email address on my website. You all have been reaching, saying, Tien, listen, I have a business. I want to protect it. Somebody has said, hey, listen, somebody has a name like mine. I don't know if they're encroaching on my stuff. What can you do to help me? So today I'm here to tell you a few rules that have changed. It's amazing. You go to sleep 1 minute, things seem to be cool. You wake up the next minute, it is a whole new set of rules from the USPTO. So for those of you, I need to survey the room. Be honest. Put a 1 in the chat. If you have a business, a product, or a service that you are trying to grow, thank you, Four Corners. Thank you so much. And you want to protect it. If you have something, well, here's what I'm talking about. If you have something that if you wake up tomorrow and somebody else on social media is calling themselves what or have a product or a service out there that has the exact same name as yours, put a 1 in the chat if you will wake up upset. If it would bother you whatsoever, put a 1 in the chat. If you're saying, you know what, I worked hard to build this and I cannot believe that somebody else is touching my stuff, I'm upset about it. Put a 1 in the chat. I want to see who in this chat can seriously say, I have worked hard for myself. I know I need to protect my intellectual property, and it would upset me if somebody else is using my stuff. Put a 1. Okay, I see Vision Preparedness. I see Urban Gardening Chronicles. She's saying 1. Sweet Ree is saying 1. Now, of those of you that are being completely honest with yourself, how many of you have filed a trademark? Put a 1 in the chat right now if you have actually gone and taken the steps to protect your intellectual property. I just want to see if there's anyone here that has filed a trademark. At any point, you filed your trademark. I don't see no ones. That's a little scary to me. It's a little scary to me. Hello, my Renaissance grandma. Thank you for being here. Tay, thank you for being here. Wait a minute. I know my eyes have to be deceiving me. Are you serious? No one? Now, you have to tell me why. For everyone that's in here, thank you, Vision Preparedness. For everyone that's in here, I see my numbers are going up. I see some other people are coming in. Thank you for being here. If you have intellectual property right now, anything you can think of, that it could be a t-shirt line, it could be a hat line, it could be mugs, it could be a course, it could be anything that you would say, this is mine, this is my intellectual property. Put a 1, because there are some new people coming here. If you have intellectual property, put a 1. If you know you have intellectual property, there's no shadow of a doubt. I don't care if it's your YouTube name. I don't care if it's your Instagram name. If it's something that you're saying, this is mine, put a 1 in the chat. This is why I'm harping on protecting your intellectual property so hard, because there are some bright minds in this room right now. And many of you may or may not know, but there is this serious influx of individuals maliciously, thank you, Four Corners, thank you, maliciously filing trademarks, not just here in the US of A, but also in other countries. They are using social media, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, Twitch, all of them. They are actually going on social media, finding people's intellectual property from handles, usernames, and they are literally doing 2 things. They are filing trademarks or copyrights, if it be music or something like that. Then they are also going and buying up domains to those names in an effort to stop you from doing it, number 1. And as well, they're using it as a means of income, meaning when you come and say, hey, I need that domain, because there are certain domain entities where you can register a domain that will give you the opportunity to buy that domain from the person that's using it or owning it. And they will hike up the price and charge you for your own name, because they already know you're using it on social media and you haven't gone and bought the domain, meaning for a website, because many of you don't have websites, which is another thing I'm going to harp on a little bit. But they are buying up these things and then trying to charge you for it. Did you know this? I know several of you have reached out to me saying, Kim, I want to file my trademark. Can you help me? And in any other time, I would say, yes, what do you need? How can I help you? And we would talk it out. But then I'm noticing just recently, I've had several content creators reach out to me saying, hey, Kim, listen, I appreciate you teaching me on trademarks. However, I don't really have the time to learn how to do it myself. Can you do it for me? And I literally thought, okay, yeah, I can do that for them. Yeah, I know how to do it. Obviously, I filed trademarks. I got proof in the pudding. I know how to do it. But here is where things got dicey. And I need y'all to hear me, and I need you to hear me clearly. Hi, DJ Run. Thank you for being here. Anyone else I may have met? Hi, Trish the Natural. Thank you for being here. Hey. Let's see. Anybody else? Because y'all know when I get talking, sometimes I forget about the chat. I don't want to do that. All right. So here is something I need y'all to understand. August of last year, the USPTO implemented something in phases. They actually activated phase 2 of their security plan at the USPTO.gov website. Within that security plan, they have literally, and I'm going to show you a video in a minute, and we're going to watch this together, and we're going to talk about it. Because y'all know I like to show y'all proof. I just like to get on here talking to you. I like to show you proof of what I'm saying. That way, when you hear these other folks on social media telling y'all all this wrong advice, you can say, that's not right. Here's the source. I'm going to show you the source. I'm going to tell you what it meant, and I'm going to show it to you. Okay? Because y'all know I will never leave you uneducated. For those of you that have been reaching out to me, asking me to help you file your trademark, August of last year, the USPTO has put a clamp down on what non-attorney personnel can do. Now, here's my disclaimer. I am not an attorney. I have a master's degree. I have my MBA. All right. I have several degrees. I have an associate's degree. I have a bachelor's degree. And none of them makes me have ESQ after my name. I am not a licensed attorney. I am just a person that knows how to read and write and understand and comprehend what I'm understanding. And then I teach others, just like a teacher, what I have learned to help you better your business. With that being said, you need to understand that since the USPTO has fully implemented this phase 2 plan that they have at the USPTO.gov website, I am unable, and anybody else that's not a licensed attorney is not able to physically go into that website and do your application. Hear me and hear me well. There are legal ramifications for the person that does that. The USPTO has deemed that an illegal act. If you are not a licensed attorney, you are not able to file another person's trademark or any other type of legal act like that through them. I'm going to show you a video in a moment as to what this means and to explain to you from the USPTO themselves what this entails. As an individual that knows how to do trademarks, there are some things I can do, which is the realm I've been operating in. This is why God has been leading me to teach, because a lot of you need to understand. Thank you so much, Vision. Remind them again. This is what you all have to understand, is that trademarks, copyrights, patents, trade secrets, all of those things are actual legal actions. And because they are legal actions, the only ones qualified to do a legal action is an attorney. That's why I personally keep a list of attorneys that I feel are qualified enough, there's proof in the pudding, to help you get those trademarks filed. Now, what I can do is educate you on how to do it yourself. I can show you where you can find more information. I can teach you a few things about it, but I cannot physically go for you in the USPTO system and file your trademark for you. Only an attorney can do that. And it has to be an approved USPTO attorney. Can't just be any attorney, because there's certain information that your attorney has to do in order to meet the qualifications of the USPTO. They've also cracked down on attorneys because they found out, this is the reason why they implemented this new rule. They had a whole list, y'all, of licensed attorneys in the United States that were licensing out their rights to other people in other countries to be able to file trademarks for other people. And so what happened as a result of that is that these individuals were reported to the Bar Association and to other entities, and their license possibly has been revoked, but they definitely lost access to the USPTO.gov website. They can't file nothing anymore because they violated the rules of the USPTO. So for those of you that are going out getting other people to file your trademarks, pump the brakes immediately. And if you're someone that's doing other people's trademarks, pump your brakes immediately. This is why the USPTO has implemented that everyone that goes into that system to file a trademark must, and I say again, you must do an identification verification. What that means is, when you decide that you want to trademark whatever it is, and you are ready, you got two choices. One, you verify your own identity, meaning you're going to be the one completely filing your trademark on your own. That means you go through there and you show them your ID, you put in your name and all of your information that's requested and required of you when you're going through the process. Once your account has been verified through the USPTO, you're then able to file your trademark. But that account is attached to you. You are not allowed, once you go through the whole identification part and you are entered into the USPTO website, you cannot then go and contact your girl down the street, your friend, whoever, and say, here, look, these are my credentials. Just log in as me and then go on and submit my stuff. This video I'm going to show you will clearly show you that and more. Thank you, Resilient Dad. Thank you for being here. Going through LegalZoom. The people that's going through LegalZoom, there's a part in this video. I'm not going to show the whole video because I ain't trying to get in trouble like that. But I will definitely leave the link to this video and everybody can go watch it. It is on the USPTO's YouTube channel, duh. And you are able to go through and sit like I did. I had to sit and watch this whole thing because I was like, what? They've changed the rules. No longer can Joe Blow down the street take your credentials and put all your stuff in there and verify and do all that stuff and hit submit for your trademark. They are tracking this stuff in ways you can't even imagine. So whoever goes in there and verifies that I'm about to file this trademark, here's my ID, here's my name, that's the one that has to complete the process. That's your first choice, meaning you're going to do it yourself. Your second choice is you have to hire a U.S. trademark or IP attorney, a licensed attorney. That attorney has to go in the system. You don't have to verify because you hired an attorney. The only time you have to verify is when you're doing it yourself. If you hire an attorney, that attorney has to go in there and they have to verify themselves, their firm and everything. They then go in there and they put all of your information. They fill out the trademark application. They do all of that. They take all of that responsibility for you on your behalf. They're working on your behalf as your attorney for this trademark filing. That's their job. I'm about to show you this video in a minute. I see a lot of y'all are coming in here. But I need you all to understand because several of you have reached out to me to actually do your trademark. And due to these rules, I cannot. The only thing that I can do as a non-licensed attorney and anybody else that's a non-licensed attorney, the only thing we can do is offer trademark information. We cannot advise you because trademarks are legal processes. And because it's a legal process, the only people that can do legal stuff are attorneys. If the person's not an attorney, they can't give you any kind of legal advice. Point blank, period. I and people that are not licensed attorney, according to the USPTO, and I will show you the video, you can hear it yourself. I can act as a person that can write or copy information when assisting in the preparation of trademark documents. Meaning, if you need me to take some notes for you, if like I'm doing now, I'm telling you what they're saying, I can give you all the information till your ears bleed, but I can't touch nothing when it comes to your trademark. And I love y'all to death, but I'm not trying to go to jail for you. I'm not trying to lose my stuff, mess around with you. No. So if they say no, it's no. Okay. Also, as a non-licensed attorney, I can conduct a trademark search for you, but I cannot offer my opinion on the registrability of your trademark. Meaning, if I look up something and I say, well, here's what it says. That's all I can't say, well, in my opinion, here's what you can do. Girl or man, let me tell you, I can't. According to this new rules, because trademarks are a legal process. I'm not an attorney. I don't have that power. Even though I could know it like you wouldn't believe. I could know exactly whether you can file it, whether you should file it, whether you shouldn't file it. I can know it. But by these new rules, I am not authorized to give you that type of an opinion. A lawyer is the only one that's able to give you that comprehensive, in-depth look into your trademark. As much as that killed me right there, y'all, because y'all know I am a spreader of great information. Hey, J3, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Y'all know I would love to be able to go in the system, bam, 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 knock that thing out for you, get you on your way, get you protected. But according to these new rules from the USPTO, your girl cannot do it. It's too much at stake. And I'm going to share this video with you. This is directly from the USPTO's YouTube channel. So we're going to head over. I'm going to get this on the screen here so you guys can hear and see this for yourself. I'm going to stop it periodically. We're not watching the whole thing, but there are some things I need for the people that are non-attorney. Now, there's a whole section in here for attorneys. We're not, that's their business. They can figure that out. I'm not an attorney, so they can watch that on their own. But the part that a lot of us fall into the category of is non-attorneys. Now, listen, if you are a DIYer, you're a do-it-yourselfer, you said, look, I reached out to an attorney. Kim, let me tell you something. That attorney told me they want me to pay $2,000 for a trademark. And I know already I need more than one. That's $2,000. Nah, man, I'm not doing that. What do I need to do? What you need to do is be in what I'm going to be offering very soon. We're going to talk about how I can help you. But as far as I'm going to teach you, what they say, I'm trying to learn you. I'm going to teach you how to do this thing. Because by law, I can teach you. I can give you the information. I just can't do it for you. Which, you know, sucks. But the rules are the rules. You know, it is what it is. But let's get to this video because I want to make sure you guys hear this. Let me see if I can get this on here. All right. Let's see. Can I make this bigger? All right. Let me hide that. All right. Let me know if you guys can hear this. I'm going to hit play. Let me put my headphones in here so I can hear it.
You can have one account.
You got
for most filers, there will be only one role that applies. So as you're trying to figure out what role applies to you, let's go through some scenarios. If you're the owner of the mark, you control an entity that owns the mark, or you are a direct employee of the entity that owns the mark, you choose the owner role. If you are an owner and you're represented by counsel, this is internal counsel or external counsel, you don't need an account at all. The corporate officer can sign trademark documents without an account and just return them to the counsel who can submit them. So the corporate counsel has their own account, but the corporate officer doesn't necessarily need an account if they're represented by counsel. If you are a small juristic entity owner, you may not allow your external counsel, your contractor law firm working on your matters, to create an owner account. That outside law firm, that those attorneys should verify their own USPTO.gov accounts in the attorney role. Now, if you're both an owner and an attorney that engages in the practice of law as part of your ordinary job activities, you should select the attorney role. This might be a general counsel who's an officer, but also counsel. But you should go with the attorney role. The attorney role allows you to touch more files where you are you have recognition rights. Okay, the attorney role. If you're a U.S. licensed attorney who practices trademark law for external clients or internally as in-house, you choose the attorney role. If you're a Canadian attorney agent and you have been reciprocally recognized by the USPTO's Office of Enrollment and Discipline, you choose the Canadian agent or attorney role. If you're not reciprocally recognized, you may not have a role. Either role, the attorney or the Canadian attorney or agent role, will let you sponsor and manage your attorney support staff's accounts.
Okay, let me pause it right there for just 1 second. That one. Okay. The owner roles, that's the person that's going to be owning the trademark, the mark that you're trying to trademark. So if it's your business name, a course, your YouTube handle, whatever it is, that's what you are trying to own. You are the owner, or your business is the owner of your mark. They're talking about you. All right. So just in case anybody was confused by that, they're talking about whomever is going to be owning the trademark. This is, you're the user, you're the owner role, right? This is when you are going to do the ID.me verification process. It's going to ask you, what is your role? And you have to determine, well, I'm filing this myself. I'm the owner. I want to make sure that's clear. Hey, Tamika, thank you for being here. So let's continue.
Attorney support staff. An attorney may not sponsor other attorneys who work under their supervision as support staff. So if you're a law firm partner and you have associate attorneys who you're directly supervising, they're not support staff. They're an attorney. They need to get their own ID verified account. If the support staff, let's see, each attorney must verify their own identity before they can sponsor support staff. And if that support staff provides support work under the direct supervision of one or more attorneys, each of those supervising attorneys have to sponsor that person as their support staff, so that support staff then can touch each of those attorneys, the different attorneys' files.
Okay, so I think that was pretty self-explanatory. I'm going to skip ahead just a little bit because there is something that pertains to, let me see, should be right about here. All right, let's see if this is
role for that one function of transmittal, because that's all they can do. We would certainly see a lot of users work under the direct supervision of one or more attorneys. Each of those supervising attorneys have to sponsor that person as their support staff.
Just let it play.
So that support staff then can touch each of those attorneys, the different attorneys' files. There'll be more information about this on our webpage. Okay, who's not in these user roles? Non-attorney preparation and filing entities are not included in these user roles. Under our rules, they are not authorized to prepare trademark filings. They are not authorized to do clearance searches with registrability opinions, and they cannot give legal advice at all. They cannot represent owners before the USPTO, and they cannot provide legal advice and prepare submissions for the owner to submit. The only thing they can do under our rules is to transmit the filing if they can meet the certifications under 37 CFR 1118. We'll talk about that a little bit more. But so if we established a user role for that one function of transmittal, because that's all they can do, we would certainly see a lot of users continue to engage in the unauthorized practice of law, because while the transmittal of the submissions may not constitute the practice of law, it's nearly impossible for the USPTO to know where the practice of law ends and that transmittal begins. Cutting down on those who can have a verified account will assist us with deterring and discouraging the unauthorized practice of law.
Did you hear that? Did you all hear that? Basically, if you are not an attorney, you cannot file trademarks, basically. You can give advice, but you cannot hit submit. You can't fill it out. You can't touch it. So I just want to play that part to let y'all know I did not make this up. This is directly from the USPTO. She's a USPTO attorney. You can find this video, and I will definitely put the link in the description when this live is over, so you guys can go. You can watch it from beginning to end. It has a lot of great information in there. But for those of you that have been reaching out, not just to me, but other people as well, to do your trademark for you, these new rules prohibit us from doing such an act. Only licensed attorneys are able to do this. Even if an attorney works in a law firm, they have to be an actual licensed attorney. Now, some law firms have paralegals and other support staff that work under them. Well, that actual attorney of that firm has to approve them, almost like oversee them in a sense, to say, hey, I'm going to take the hit for whatever trademark they do. They are an approved worker in my law firm, but you need the approval or the overseeing of an attorney to be able to even touch another person's trademark. I hope that's clear. Because what was happening was there were a lot of outside people prior to last year that was just filing trademarks all willy-nilly for other people. And this was obviously causing issues at the USPTO because there were entities or owners that was saying, hey, I did not file this. I did not give authorization for this to be filed. There were even people, believe it or not, and she discusses this in this video, there were even people that were illegally going on lawyer sites, their websites, taking their names and inserting it into the USPTO website in the attorney section of a trademark. The attorneys had no idea that this was going on. So can you imagine your name being inserted on something that you did not authorize? This is what was happening at the USPTO. So as one of their measures they are taking, they have decided to make every single filer verify their identity. Now, when I first heard of this last year and I was filing my own trademarks, I was like, what is this thing that's popping up on the screen? Because it didn't pop up in 2021 or before. And I noticed this thing popped up last year and I was like, what is this? And I had to do my research and find out, oh, I had to go get my license and I had to put it up there and I had to send it in. It was a whole process. Not a hard process, very simple. All you're doing is taking selfies of your ID and sending it in. And the little system runs it through and whatever, and it comes back approved. Or if there's an issue, it lets you know what the issue is. But I didn't have any issues. Mine went straight through. But your sister had to do it as well, Jay. Yeah. Everybody. Because they're trying to prevent all this fraud that's going on with trademarks, copyrights, et cetera, all this IP. A lot of people's IP is being violated, and they're trying to narrow these things down. Now, a lot of people, you may think that this is going to deter a lot of people. I've looked at some of the comments under this video, people upset. I get it. Because a lot of people work for firms like big businesses that may or may not have an actual attorney on staff. And they may have their trademarks being handled by someone like me. That say they hired me and I work for the firm or whatever. And I'm the one that takes care of the IP for the company. And I just told you, I am not a licensed attorney. But if the company is, that's my job there at my business. And now I'm trying to go and file trademarks for the company because I've been doing it for years. And all of a sudden I hit this brick wall of this new rule at the USPTO about doing so because I'm not a licensed attorney. Now you just hurt a lot of firms. Because let's just face it, let's just go and talk about the elephant in the room. Attorneys are not cheap. Okay. So if you're a small business owner, for instance, and you're just starting out good and you just want to protect your IP, and an attorney is telling you, well, yeah, I could definitely file your trademark for you, but it's going to cost you $1,000, $1,500, $2,000, $2,500, $3,000, $4,000 to do a trademark. That's going to make you say, well, you know what? It may not be that important, right? So for some people, they would say, you know what? That's too expensive. I can't find a lawyer in my budget, because I've been told that before as well to people that's reached out to me to help. And the way this thing is, I'm kind of starting to agree with some of the people that have ran into this new rule, that it almost seems like since the pandemic, with so many people starting businesses and so many people reading and understanding about intellectual property, that a lot of people such as myself started to file their own trademarks and just learning how to do it themselves to save a few dollars. And it seems to me a lot of attorneys got upset because let's face it, everybody that you do a trademark for as an attorney, that's thousands of dollars instantly. Now imagine if those people learn how to do it themselves. That's thousands of dollars you're losing, right? So I think this is almost like a crackdown because the USPTO is ran by attorneys. So of course you're going to try to not only just say, oh, it's a security thing, which it is, I get it, but it's also a money thing too, trying to help out your fellow lawyers or attorneys, right? Exactly, Urban. Because for years, this wasn't done. But now all of a sudden, with so many trademarks being filed, and guys, I'm telling you, there's a lot of trademarks that have been filed. That's why the process takes so long to complete. So what's happening is I wouldn't be surprised. I would not be surprised that within the next few years, if not sooner, that the USPTO decides that the only people that can file trademarks are attorneys. That's why I tell people when I see these rules change, and this is just phase on the slide. This is phase 2. There's another phase they're going to implement that's probably going to tighten things down even more to get your trademarks filed. That's why I tell people, if you can do it now while you still have the ability to do so on your own, learn how to do it now. Because pretty soon you may not have a choice other than to seek the help of an attorney. I'm telling you, there's something behind this. Because there is no way they did this just for giggles. There is a reason more than what they're saying behind this crackdown. So if if you wake up tomorrow and if somebody else is calling themselves vision preparedness, if someone else is calling themselves the everyday life of an OCD chick, if somebody else is calling themselves juicing with Shay, whatever the case is, whatever it is you are using out there publicly, that you say that's my intellectual property, whatever it is, if it's a course you're selling, if it's a clothing line, if it's a podcast, whatever it is, you need to seriously think about protecting that intellectual property. The only thing that protects your intellectual property over the entire United States is a trademark, period, or a copyright, or those things. But if it's a product, meaning a good, or a service, you have to trademark the name. I don't care if it's a slogan. I know people right now that's actually trademarked their own name because their name was a part of their business. And so they went and filed an actual trademark on their name because they actually took their name and attached it to a good or service. That's the only way you can do it for your name or anything else. But later on, probably Thursday, I'm going to come back on here and we're going to talk about specimens. And specimens simply are what you're using to prove that you're using that mark in commerce. So a lot of you are saying, hey, like for instance, I think I saw J3GS Farms in here. We all know, we all joke about it. We call him the honey slinger, right? Well, the interesting thing about J3GS Farms is that's his brand. That's his legacy. And if he'd want to protect it, there are certain things that he has to have in order to be able to do so. Now, I have to survey y'all again. All right, everybody put your listening ears on. How many of you are thinking about filing a trademark either this year or anytime soon? Next year, you're thinking about filing a trademark for something. I just need to see a 1. Let me see if you're thinking about filing a trademark at any point, hopefully sooner rather than later. Let me see you put a 1 in the chat because I just want to see, okay, Vision, see you. I want to see who in this chat is serious about their business. about their intellectual property. Because I know several of you would be hotter than fish grease if you woke up tomorrow or at any point and someone else was using your name, your likeness, your product name, your course name, your brand name. You will come on, you will go live. People who've never been live on social media ever would go live that day because somebody is embarking on their intellectual property. You would be mad. I can see it now. Urban would get up there and all her accent would come out. Yes, Vision, fish grease, hot. Because there is nothing more irritating. Take it from somebody who this has happened to. There is nothing more irritating than to spend years building something and it finally start getting the recognition, just to realize that you have some confiscators, some copycatters out there pretending to be you. There is nothing more irritating. And then some of them are even brave enough to kind of look you in your face. And please don't get me started now, because I just realized that there is somebody that reached out to me recently about trademarks, right? And me just doing a basic search, we just looking around, just a social media search. There was about 5 or 6 other people with the same name or a version of their name. And 2 of them were paying for that blue check. Imagine that. If that wasn't an eye opener, I don't know what is. But luckily enough, none of them have filed for a trademark yet. But there is a domain that's already gone with that name attached to it. And there are other people already filed at the USPTO with a similar name to it. Every day you wait is a day that you give someone else the opportunity to take your name. And I have proven time and time again through these lives that the USPTO will deny you if your name is similar to someone else that has already filed a trademark application. And you're going to keep thinking, oh, I'm going to go to the basic search on the USPTO.gov website. I'm going to look up my name. Well, I don't see my name. I'm good. No, baby. When you do a trademark search, it's much more in-depth. I haven't even shown y'all the in-depth steps to search a trademark. And the reason why is because over the last few weeks, your girl has been wrung like a sponge, literally. I had done what's known as a brand audit. Sometimes I set myself up just to be hurt. Feelings hurt. I had a brand audit done. And what a brand audit is when an outside person comes in and they take a look at what you're doing. And I mean, they take a look at what you're doing. They look at all your social media. They look at your business practices. They look at your income. They look at your outcome. They look at everything. And they find the gaps, right? And it doesn't matter how long you have been in business. It doesn't matter how good you may be at what you do. There's always going to be some gap. Could be a small gap, could be a big one. But there's going to be something that you may have missed. Or there may be something you may need to implement that'll make things better. And when I realized the gaps that were present, they all kind of boiled back to the fact that for years, I have been giving away so much free that it was actually hurting my bottom line in my business. So what I had to do is get real with myself and say, look, it's great to be able to just give out information. But there comes a point when business is business. And if people are going to me and getting it free, but then still going to someone else and paying them without a problem, what am I doing wrong here? At some point, you too, every business owner in here, you're going to have to charge for certain things. And so what I had to do after going through that ringer, y'all, I had to decide, especially after seeing these rules that have been handed down by the USPTO. I've reached a point where I'm going to have to start teaching courses. And these courses will have to be paid courses, because I then can go a little bit deeper on a more private setting and give you the things you need to do for those of you that's going to be actually filing your own trademark. For those of you that's saying, look, I don't have the money to be dropping $2,000, $4,000 on a trademark with an attorney. I think it's best if somebody can just teach me how to do it myself. Teach me the ins and outs. Show me the information. Show me which way to go. That's what I need. This is what I'm good at doing, especially since they have taken me out of the equation of being able to do it for you. But I can teach you how to do it for yourself. Because like Juicing with Jay always says, each one teach one. If I could teach you how to do it, then baby, you can file a trademark every week if you want to. You can protect your intellectual property from the top to the bottom, from this generation to the next generation, because you know how to do it. You know the steps. And a lot of people are going to be hurting and find their intellectual property stolen because they just didn't take the time to learn the steps. Like I've said 1,000 times here, the Bible even said that God's people perish because of a lack of knowledge. And my vow to you has always been, I will never leave you uneducated. But there are certain levels of education, even when you go to college. I think we all went to high school pretty much for free, but then when you had to go to college, you had to pay. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't free for a lot of us. It wasn't for me. Lord knows it wasn't. But that's what I want to be able to do for you. I don't want anyone to feel like I can't file my own trademark to protect my intellectual property, because that's a lie you're telling to yourself. You can, but you just have to be willing to be teachable and to be ready to learn how to do it. Or you can say, bump it. I ain't want to learn nothing. I'm going to go see a lawyer and I'm going to let them do it. That's fine. I have a list of lawyers I can send you to, and not any of them are under $1,000. Matter of fact, none of them are under $1,500. And that's just the truth. Juicing with Jay's sister graciously came on my podcast, and she talked about what she does and how she helps her clients through patents and trademarks and copyrights. But I guarantee you, probably, and Jay, you can back me up, you maybe look it up, but I don't think even her services, as great as she is, she has priced her services under $1,000 for trademarks. There are even attorneys that will charge you for a consultation. And in that consultation, they're going to ask you, what's the mark that you want to trademark, meaning what term? Is there a logo? And they're going to start asking you the basic questions. That's like a 15, 20-minute consultation. You're probably going to pay, I think the cheapest consultation I've seen was $25. Everybody else, $197 for a consultation, 15, 20 minutes, maybe 30 minutes. But they're all priced over $100. There are a few that are giving out free consultations, but very few attorneys are giving out free consultations now. Maybe this is the reason. Maybe they know that with this new change at the USPTO, a lot of people are going to just be running at their door saying, help, 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 file my trademark. And they're saying, well, in that case, let me raise my prices, right? I don't want you to get mixed up in the rigmarole. I don't want you to start getting all this wrong information. So as an educator, it is my job to make sure I present to you the right information. So the first step I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be activating the membership here on my channel. Now, as many of you know that follow me, you know that my family and I are getting ready to move soon, in less than 3 weeks, almost 2 weeks, less than 3 weeks. We're going to be moving from one state to another. Okay. That's a whole process, child. And it's going to take me a while to get resettled, get everything reset up and, getting used to this new location. So I don't want to activate that until I'm ready. Everything is in place and I could focus on helping you, because I think it's very disrespectful for people to start memberships on channels. My opinion. Okay. My opinion. I think it's disrespectful for people to activate their membership on their channel and then they not be able to fulfill the things that you're expecting them to fulfill. You know, you could have did something else with that money, that whatever it is you're paying, whatever level of membership you are with them on their channel, you could have did something else with that. And I don't want to be the one to do that to you. So if I activate something, if you're paying for something for me, I want to make sure I'm there for you. Like I said, I'm going to be there for you, because I don't like when people do stuff like that to me. And when I've had that happen to me in the past, you know, if I'm paying you for a service, I expect you to show up for my service, period. So I just want to let you guys know I will probably. Thank you, Vision. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you for being here. For those of you that need to know more about trademarks, you need to take this seriously. There's a lot of people getting their stuff stolen. And it's a fight, a very expensive fight in some cases, to get that stuff back. So if you haven't already, here's your homework for today. If you haven't already, I would encourage you to do a search through every social media site for your intellectual property. It can be your name, your slogan, whatever you have created. Take some time and do a social media search and a Google search to make sure you are there. What you find may surprise you. So don't walk around being uneducated on purpose. Make sure that your intellectual property has you attached to it. For instance, if I open up a window right now and I type in vision preparedness, he should pop up. If someone else pops up, that's a red flag. If I type in juicing with Jay and juicing with Jay does not show up, at least on YouTube, that's a red flag. If you type in your name and you do not pop up, that's a problem. Another problem is if you pop up and somebody else pop up with a similar name as yours, if not the same name, that's a problem. That's a red flag. You better hurry up and run over to the USPTO website and see if they haven't already filed a trademark, especially if you haven't. And if you find that there is something that's just way, way too close to your name, you better make sure you stay close to the Educated Natural channel, because there is somebody hot on your trail, hot on your coattail, and they are watching to see exactly what you're doing, waiting for you to slip up. Don't let it happen to you. Tell yourself, I don't care if you got to go to a podcast platform. You might not even have a podcast, but there are people that have names that are similar to names of people that's on this social media platform right here on YouTube and Facebook. They have their name. But when I went to the podcast, because they don't have podcasts, when I went to the podcast to search them up, guess what? Some of them popped up with the same name, and it's not the people that I know. So I'm telling you, there are people watching each and every one of us, trying to find the opportunity to ride your coattail, to be a counterfeiter, a copycat. It's happening. So if you know that you do not want to risk your IP slipping right out of your hands, then I would advise you to protect it. Because a lot of you are building some great things. I mean, great minds, great creations on YouTube and Instagram. I'm watching you. I see what you're doing. Looking great. But when I go over to the USPTO website, I don't see you. And for those just thinking, well, you know, I have common law. I have common law rights. And you do. We all do. But common law rights are only geographical strengthened, meaning your common law right are right in the state where you at. So if you're in Florida, your law rights are only in Florida. So if somebody in Washington, D.C. is using your name, ain't nothing you can do about it. They're not in your state. So that's how far your common law rights go, where you are. So if somebody in Maryland is using your stuff, nothing you can do about it. You're welcome, EJ's daughter. I didn't even know you was here. Thank you for being here. That's great. Yeah, you have to. Every week, I'm searching for my name. Sometimes 2 or 3 times a week. I can even talk 2 or 3 times a week. I'm searching for my name because I have, and I've discussed this before, and we're gonna get into it later on this year because there's some things that's about to work out. It's about to be like, boom. But I have my own copycatters out there, and you all will see when I get the green light to drop the gauntlet down. I'm just waiting. I'm just counting the days. Just count the days. Y'all count the days. When I could just make all this foolishness stop. But it's been a fight, and I don't want you to be in that fight. So while it's quiet on your end, protect your house. Protect what you have worked so hard to build. You have to do it. I can only teach you at this point. I can give you the tools, but it's up to you to run with them and apply them and implement them. Yes, EJ's daughter, yes. You don't want to continue to wait. It's some crazy stuff happening, man. It's crazy rules. I've discussed earlier about the new rules with the USPTO. And that was just a snippet. That video is actually, well, that was a live stream, 1 hour and 34 minutes long. That was just a small snippet. There's a lot of information in that video. And I wonder if, let me see. I wonder if I could drop the link in the chat. Let's see. So, and I also put it in the, let's see. Come on, things stop moving. Let's see if I can. All right. They don't let me do it. There it goes. All right, cool. There's the link to the USPTO video that I was showing earlier for you all, because I want to make sure. And they posted it twice. Because it's on Facebook. And I've never seen that before. I'm learning something new right in front of y'all. Yeah. So for those of you that wanted to see the video, I'm telling you, it's a lot of information in that video. A lot of great information about what attorneys have to do, what those of us that are not licensed attorneys, what our rights are, what we can do and what we can't do. It is pretty clear. And it is what it is. Like I said earlier, as much as I can only speak for me, as much as I would love to be able to get in there and file these things for you according to these rules, I cannot, because it has ramifications for me, like sanctions and all kind of stuff she was talking about in this video, like legal things that could come against me. I still have IP. I'm still, creating and different things I have going on. And I don't have time to be blocked out of the USPTO.gov website. Can't even file anything anymore because I broke the rules. I'm not doing that. They said I could teach. They said I could give information. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to stay right in my lane. But for those of you, if you actually need the help of an attorney, if you don't want to learn, you said, look, I ain't got time to learn. I need to get this done. Give me the attorney. You can inbox me on Instagram. Just look for The Educated Natural. You'll see me. Inbox me and I can give you a list of several attorneys that will be more than happy to help you get these things filed. Now, like in my last video, if you missed my last live stream, I'll link it, in the somewhere, wherever you can link it at. But I'll tell you, just like I mentioned in that video that I did about choosing an attorney, you have to understand that a lot of attorneys have firms, meaning that they have other attorneys that work under them. So the attorney you may see on, let's say, Instagram, you may like that person, you may love their personality. You probably won't work directly with them. You may work with another attorney on their team, because that's just how their attorney firm or law firm works. Doesn't mean they're less skilled than them. Doesn't mean any of that. It's just that certain attorneys have grown so big. They have so many trademark applications and applicants showing up at their door that attorney has decided to let her or his team handle it. And you'll still get the same service. I know several people that have used these attorneys. A lot of them even have these attorneys on retainer. And so they just tell them, hey, I want this file. And the attorney takes it over. They don't worry about it. They're going about their business. So I just want to let you know, in case you fall in love with a particular attorney on social media and they sit there and say, well, I'm going to send you over to a member of my team. Don't get upset. All right. Don't get upset. It's just how things are going right now because that attorney, the main attorney, the owner of the firm has become, well, I hate to say it like this, but it is what it is. They just become so large that they have hired other people to take care of certain tasks in that firm. So I want to make sure you understand that. But the price is still going to be the same because she's a CEO or he's a CEO and the price is the price. So if they tell you that, hey, it's going to be $1,500 per trademark, and some of them will even tell you if there's an issue with after they file this trademark, let's say they file it for you, you pay your $1,500, right? And it goes through the time frame that it takes for a trademark to be approved or disapproved. Let's say that attorney at the USPTO decides, hey, there's an issue. And let's say it's a big issue. Let's say it's a likelihood of confusion, which is the worst one you can pretty much get, in my opinion, because that stops everything. Okay. That basically means there is somebody else that has filed before you. Okay. And now here you come trying to file with a similar name, and the USPTO attorney said, can't do it. So now that means your attorney is going to get alerted of this, and that attorney will come to you and say, hey, this is the issue. However, you're going to have to pay me another whatever the amount in order for me to do litigation to try to fight for you in this case. Now, that's when extra money is going to come into play for some attorneys. Now, some attorneys say, look, we don't charge you anything extra. If something comes up, we handle it. If it's a legal fight, we handle it. You don't have to pay us anything extra. But there are some attorneys that say, you're going to have to pay for some extra work. That's their rules. I want to let you know that there's a possibility as well. All right. Now, on the other hand, some issues may come down. It may be something small, but you just got to type something in. Boom, it's done. No litigation, something small. All right. Could be a comma, could be a misspelling, could be something small, right? They'll take care of that, no extra fee. But if they have to do an actual legal action, there's a high possibility you may have to pay an extra fee for that. So don't say I didn't tell you. Okay. So make sure when you do these consultations with your attorney, you ask these questions. Is there any extra fees I need to be aware of? I'm paying you X amount of thousands of dollars. Are there any extra fees? Because if you don't ask, they technically don't have to tell you until they have to tell you. So make sure you ask the appropriate questions. But if you are ready to learn how to do your own trademark, I am more than able and capable and willing to help you learn how to do so. But I will not open that up until my family and I gets resettled. I just think that is just out of respect for you. But in the meantime, I do encourage you to read and learn as much as you can from YouTube University or wherever it is. And that way, when we do come together in a more closed in environment where we're all just able to see each other and we're talking and we're getting these things straightened out, you have an idea as to what I'm going to be telling you. Okay. So I want to make sure that we all understand that there are certain things the educated natural or any other non-lawyer person, non-attorney person can do. Our hands have been tied, y'all. They tied us up. so we can only do so much to help you now. It sucks, to be honest with you. It really sucks. Oh, it sucks. But them be the rules, baby. Them be the rules. So, but I do encourage you to have the time to watch that video. Take a look at the USPTO website, as well as the USPTO YouTube channel, because they have a lot of great information on there as well. They just did another video, I think it was yesterday, where they talked about, what was it? Oh yeah, trademark scams. Yeah, that's a big thing too. And I'm not going to get into it here. We'll get into that later. But I also invite you all to join me. I'll be back on here Thursday. I'm planning for Thursday about the same time, about Thursday at 5:00 p.m. Eastern, right here. We're going to talk about these specimens because a lot of you, I know for a fact, do not have a clue about how important a website is when it comes to your trademark. A lot of you don't have websites. A lot of you are telling people, inbox me on Instagram. Inbox me on Facebook. Wrong. Now, if you're trying to be serious about your business, wrong. If you're trying to be serious about filing a trademark, can't do it through Instagram. Can't do it through Messenger on Facebook. So if you know you don't have a website and you want to know what's going on, what does this mean? You need to meet me here Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, right here on the Educated Natural channel. Chad, we got a lot to talk about, y'all. All these new rules got my head spinning, y'all. But we are going to learn these things together, and we're going to implement them. And we're going to tell somebody else about it too, because we want to make sure, hey, African Dreamer, thank you for being here. We want to make sure that everyone is educated when it comes to your intellectual property. And I can tell you personally, I'm not going to let these new rules stop me from educating you. I'm so glad they said we can at least, give y'all information. Because I was like, wait, we can't even tell people? Like, that's ridiculous. We're going to have to go underground or something. That's crazy. But yeah, it's a lot of new rules. That's just one of them. There are more that have come down the pipeline over the last few months and weeks. But I want to make sure that I started with this one because a lot of you were just completely, which I absolutely love. But when I saw this rule, I had to pump the brakes on a lot of different things as it pertained to helping you file your trademarks. And with this new rule, they have taken that role away from anyone that is not a licensed attorney. So anyone that's not a licensed attorney, those of you that were here earlier, I'm talking to the people that who are just coming in. The rules have changed. That they have now put roles in place. You're either an attorney or you're not. And the people over at Trademark filing agencies such as LegalZoom and Trademark Engine and places like that, they're also getting cracked down on. So yeah, I'm just going to take you to do your research on them. Go through YouTube University. You will learn about them. Talk to a couple of attorneys. I'm sure Juicing with Jay's sister, Attorney Algier, would love to talk with you. Schedule some time with her about your trademark if you would like to. If you love my interview with her, please reach out to her. And if there's someone on social media that you may have found that's an intellectual property attorney, reach out to them, because you may think that you're small now. You may think that your intellectual property is not going to be touched by anyone else. I'm here to tell you some of your some of your intellectual property has already been touched by other people. You just don't know it because you're not researching it. But I have looked in several places and seen several names of people that I know, either as a podcast by somebody else, social media handle by someone else. A lot of you are being infiltrated upon. And you need to be aware of that. If it doesn't matter to you, then hey, rock on. Do what you're doing. Don't file anything. Keep on doing what you're doing. But if it matters to you, you have to protect it just like you protect your house or anything else that's within it. Protect it. Because if you don't own it, baby, you don't own it. And the only way you're going to own it, I don't care how many LLCs you file. It doesn't matter. I don't care how many domains you buy. That is not ownership at all. Ownership begins and ends with the filing of a trademark. Then you own it. Then you can put it wherever you want to put it. But until then, you don't own it. All you can do is get mad. That's it. But in order to own it, you got to file it. So I wanted to come on really quickly and let you guys know about that. Any questions before I get up out of here and let you go on about your day? Any questions anyone have? Like I said, if you ever need to reach out to me, feel free to go to my website at www.theeducatednatural.com or inbox me on any social media platform. Just look for The Educated Natural. That's me. Anyone have any questions, just holler at the chat and I will give you a few minutes because I know there's a slight delay. Did I miss speaking to anyone? I hope not. I think I spoke to everyone. So I'm glad you guys are here. I really am. So if you guys don't have any questions, no questions, I don't see any questions. All right, guys, I'm not sure. Let me see. Can I pass the mic to anyone? Is anyone live? Y'all know if anybody that's live right now? I will gladly pass the mic to them. Let's see. Oh yeah, Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek is live. I knew somebody had to be live. Yeah. So guys, head over to Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. He is live right now. Go and say hello. I'll meet you guys over there because that's where I'm going. So until Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern, when we talk about these whole specimens and everything, y'all. Oh, you have a question? Tay, don't play. Don't play. Don't play, Tay. What? What is it? Don't play. Look, you got some silliness. Don't play. You better be for real. See, I knew it. He playing, y'all. He playing. All right, guys. We're going to head over to Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. Thank you, Big Rooster. Thank you so much. Thank you, thank you, thank you. See, Tay, you play entirely too much. Just want me to say your name. That's all it was. All right, guys, listen. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for being here. If you're just getting here, I encourage you to make sure you catch the replay. There's some great information that was shared from the USPTO. I also dropped the link to the video I was referencing during today's live. Let me know your thoughts. After, if you, those who's going to watch that video, let me know your thoughts in the comments after this live ends. I would love to hear what you think. And if you think this is going to impact you at all, or if you need more clarity about it, just let me know. But I wanted to share just that small snippet. Thank you, DJ Jordan. When I say my hands are tied on some things, I wasn't just saying it. It's fact. And you heard it here with me. It is fact. Hey, look, everybody coming in now. Hey, Stacy, thank you for being here. Thank you, DJ Jordan. Thank you, Big Rooster. Any questions anybody has about some of the new rules that the USPTO has talked about when it comes to ID verification? Thank you, Ruji. Hey, any questions? Now, I'm going to say that I'm going to ask this question again. I asked it at the beginning, so I'm asking it again since a lot of people are starting to come back in. Put a 1 in the chat if you have intellectual property that you know you need to protect. Just curious. I'm just curious. Just put a 1. If you have intellectual property that you know you need to protect, that you have not protected it yet, but you know you need to, because you know that you have worked too hard to let someone else use your IP. You have to wait, Tay. I can't answer that. I can't answer that. You have to tell me what you find. It's almost like I gotta look at you and be like, so what do you think? Oh, really? Okay, that sounds great. Okay. You know, I gotta lock this thing down. I can't. Hey, you gotta tell me what you find. So nobody has intellectual property they want to protect? Seriously? Not even your name? Nothing. Nobody has any intellectual. Nobody's created anything. Nobody has a clothing line. Nobody's thinking about coming out with their own line of anything. Like y'all just out here just floating on, just everybody just on a wing and a prayer. Like we just gonna be like, we just gonna rock this thing till the wheels fall off. I'm not protecting anything. That's what y'all telling me. That's what y'all doing here. What are we doing here? What are we doing here? Not sure. Got you. Also, well, I can't talk about this video. I'll talk about it later. Never mind. Never mind. We're going to say that for another video. Thank you so much, African Dreaming. Thank you so much. You know, I don't think I've come up yet enough, you know, because, me, I'm still a small YouTuber, African Dreaming. And, I know at one point somebody was like, 10 too good to come over here with us. I don't know. And then I ain't hear nothing back. I mean, I was just want to say, 2K, maybe then I'll be worthy enough to, dream about being, an African dreamer or something. I don't know. What's up, Big Rooster Show? Maybe when I learn how to Dougie right, maybe then I'll qualify to come over and, sit on the couch or something, say, hey, share a couple of cans of sardines or something. I even bring my own sardines. I'll even do that. I won't even ask you for yours. Yeah, I'll bring my own. That's cool. Okay. Okay, J3, got you. Okay, Tay, I hear you. Speaking of that, Big Rooster, I feel like Tori. I don't think I could do that anymore. I don't think I could do skits like that anymore. With these whole new rules over here, I may have to put that behind. I may have to take that to Patreon or something. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even think I can do my skits no more. I had a good one too. I don't think I can do it. I'm not trying to get no trouble. I don't want no smoke. I don't want no smoke from them. I really don't. But oh boy, I had a good one planned though, but I can't even do it. This whole new rules over this platform, they take the fun out of everything. Like, oh, my little air up my tower just I can't even do my skits. Like, I don't even know. Even though I probably could put parody and all that stuff, I just got a feeling that with all these new rules against, whatever they deem to be just a little too much, I'm not trying to ruffle nobody's feathers. I don't need that kind of attention. So I'm trying to just come up with something else. But it was fun while it lasted. So I don't know. Y'all tell me. I don't think that can be like even Tori last night with the fire and everything. He was kind of like, yeah, I don't even think I would. He tried it. I think so. Yeah, exactly. So I'm saying I'll have to take it away from here. I can't do it here. No. Can't even do it here. So, but yeah, if nobody has any questions, but yeah, Tay and J3, definitely. If y'all are serious, definitely inbox me and we'll talk about that. Because anywho, we would talk about that in August, September time frame. Not talk about that until then. Okay. So, guys, I think that's it. I don't want to keep you guys any longer. I want everybody to go over and show the Weightlifting Geek or Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek some love and make sure we go over there and support him. This is his time, and I want to be respectful of that. So, like always, until the next time God allows us to come together, remember, stay blessed, continue to be a blessing to others. Until the next time, enjoy your journey, everyone. God bless you all. See you on Thursday, 5 p.m. Eastern. See ya.